Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the LEGO Movie 2, the second part. The first LEGO Movie is a classic for me, and I really love the LEGO Batman film. LEGO Ninjago, it was still funny and it looked really good, but that's about it. So when I came to realization that the LEGO Movie 2, back then when I first realized that it was going to be produced and made, I was like, aw snap, that's pretty dope. Yes, directed by a different party. It wasn't directed by Lord and Miller, but they did produce this movie, which did help, and I did see a bit of their flair here and there a little bit in the film. The main cast returns: Nick Offerman, Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, Charlie Day, Allison Brie, Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, and everyone else that was from the first film did come back for this film. At least if their character is used again, this is the same voice actor or actress. And a couple other people were added. Stephanie Beatrice and Tiffany Haddish came into the film, and I think they did great. Everyone did really great. I really got, emotions out of their voice acting. I didn't feel like anyone had cashed in on this, if that makes sense. And I don't know how, Oscars work. I mean, I do know a little bit, but since the Oscar nominations already came out, this could be up for an Oscar next year because, the last time the LEGO Movie came, it got nixed in the Oscars and probably should have gone up for a nomination and had a decent chance of winning. Well, that's beside the point. The point here is the LEGO Movie 2 starts with the events of the end of the first LEGO Movie, where the younger sister's toy starts invading the first movie's main character, the boy, his play area. Because in the LEGO Movie, it's known that all the LEGO Movie pieces are actually pieces. It's being moved by a kid. It's the kid's imagination that we're technically seeing that's being projected to us. And so in this movie, it starts off with the girl, the sister, invading, and just multiple years have already passed, almost as much as it's been since the first LEGO Movie. And it all comes to fruition when this thing called the Mom-Ageddon is like, oh snap, if we don't bring the two worlds together, it's going to do that. But there's a lot of characters that play here, a lot of character subversions. There's a couple of songs by a person like, oh, I'm not evil, and one of the main characters is like, you're evil, you're singing a song that says I'm not evil. That sounds pretty evil. And there's a lot of just, like I said, just kind of misdirections on purpose for us, and some of them work, others don't. And there's a plot twist at the end that brings a couple characters' thought processes to maximum overdrive. I'm like, oh gosh, wait, if this is this and this and this. And there's just laughs along this entire route. If that plot doesn't sound great to you, there's laughs throughout, and a lot of them hit. A couple miss, but that's expected of a sequel. This one is not as good as the first, but I think the first one was really good because of the end. You saw the connection between Will Ferrell's character, the dad, and the son really connecting, and you could see how Lord Business is such a parallel of Will Ferrell's character, because it is, but it really does. You can start seeing the connections throughout the entire film. After you've seen it the first time, you can go back and see it the second time and be like, oh, Lord Business is portraying this, and the father kind of portrays that. But in this movie, he's just used as a butt of a joke. He's constantly like, honey, where are my pants? I'm late to my golf, blah, 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 blah. And he's not really funny, and everything gets left to the mom of these two kids, and Will Ferrell's just kind of deuces at the very beginning and comes back at the end for maybe another joke. And so the story's about the sister and the brother, the two kids. The one kid we saw in the LEGO Movie, he's grown up. It's been about 5 years or so. He's grown up, and now he's bickering with his sister, and that connection there can really strike a chord. I have two sisters, and we'd have many arguments, and our version of Mom-Ageddon would happen once in a while, although our father would get involved. He wouldn't just be out golfing all the time like Will Ferrell's character was. But it didn't strike that chord with me. It was really, really close, and it'd be kind of hard to make it really strike that chord because Will Ferrell's character had a direct parallel with Lord Business. But in this film, we have two different characters that kind of portray the sister, the daughter's mindset. That's kind of hard. And yeah, like the son has all the characters, literally all the characters other than Lord Business is coming from the boy. But it really just emanates from Emmett. Emmett's really the son's thinking. And it gets confusing with the two characters that I'm thinking of for the sister because they're in polar opposites and they didn't really give that same feeling that Lord Business did once the connection was made. Maybe because I knew the connection from the very beginning. It was very much told to you. If you were smarter than a 5-year-old, you probably already saw the connection as soon as, like, in the first 5 minutes of it. And that it's just hard to explain that. Yes, I'm complaining a lot right now. I really enjoyed the film. I really did like it. It's definitely an 8 out of 10. It's worth your money to go see it in the theaters. It's worth $10. But it did have its flaws. That's what I'm trying to say is, and if you're worried about some of the flaws, you might wait until Redbox, you might wait until Netflix or Hulu, wherever it lands its deal at. You might wait until then, but if you did really love the first Lego movie and all the other Lego universe, I guess I'm going to call it that, movies, then you will like this one, without a doubt. It's the same comedy, it's the same art, and it's beautiful art. There's multiple scenes where you could tell characters has been through, the ringer because there's scratches on their pieces, chips have been placed in their animation, but in the brick, and so it looks genuine and real, and I love that. And a lot of them it stays consistent, like, consistency is something I really love in film, and certain aspects of scars and something that stays on a Lego piece throughout the film. It's just really cool. The art direction is really cool in this. And again, there's always the classic mispronunciation of something, as we saw in the first Lego film. The Band of Aid, or whatever it is. There's still some of that here in the second one. I really love those. I think Chris Pratt does a good job at playing two characters. I was kind of worried about that at the beginning, but as the film went on, if I didn't know he was the second guy, I mean, it's kind of hard because it nails it on the head because he's a raptor trainer, a space guy. It references all of his other films, so it's hard not to get that connection. But if it didn't have that aspect, I would have trouble pinpointing who was voicing him because Chris does use enough of a difference that, if I didn't know that he was doing two characters, it might take me a hot second. So he did do a good job. And just Will Arnett as Batman, oh gosh, he says so many great one-liners, and his situation is just hilarious, and God, I love him. I can't wait for the Lego Batman 2. So, all in all, it is a good film. It is fun. Your family will love it. I think it's a little bit more targeted at kids a little bit, but it's still very much entertaining for teenagers and adults. And I even think older adults, like people like my parents, not that you guys are that old, but older parents will still enjoy it. So, Mom and Dad, if you want to see it again, hit me up. I'll buy popcorn. But that's it for me. Like I said, it's essentially 8 out of 10. It is worth your money in theaters, and definitely worth your money if it comes out of the theaters and you want to go there yet. It's still worth your money. It's still worth your time. That's it for me, though. My name is Clark Caddison. I review entertainment. Oh, gosh. And I'll see you guys in the next one.